Laptop computer spins onto the screen, opens, and displays ATP Education Program webinar series, closes, and then spins off the screen.
Basic math. Once students have mastered the emergent math skills, they're ready to start working on basic math. And when we talk about the basic math skills, we're talking about addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. So basic math skills are the basic properties. They're the four basic properties that we typically will work on with students. It's the fundamentals of math, but it's really important for more advanced operations. And we talk about more advanced operations, we're talking about those building blocks. They are the building blocks for working with decimals and fractions. So the next skill, once you've developed those basic skills, you're going to start working with fractions, decimals, basic geometry, and basic algebra. So, but also they're the building blocks, or they're needed for everyday skills. And we talk about everyday skills where the students will be using basic math, whether they go on to advanced math or not. They're also going to use these basic skills every day. So if they're going to go more into either a vocational, or if they're even just daily living, they're going to need to have these basic everyday skills, or basic math for these everyday skills. And we're talking about the ability when they get older to be able to budget money. They're going to need to be able to, if they have a job or they have money, they're going to have to manage that. Telling time, when to be at a certain place, a certain schedule, and those types of things. They're going to have to keep a calendar, knowing what days they need to go to work, what days they may need to go to church, all those different things, when to keep their appointments. So they're going to need to keep a calendar. So they're going to have to recognize numbers in that, and do some addition of when days are going to happen and those types of things. The ability to follow a map, or at least to understand a map, reading a graph. If they're getting paychecks, how to manage their paychecks and how to manage their money. They're going to have to keep track of all that. Scheduling. If they're out in the community, they're going to need to know that they need to schedule to get a bus in at a specific time. So they need to have those basic math skills so they can tell time. Shopping. Going to the grocery store, knowing if they have enough money, knowing how much stuff costs, knowing how much they need to pay, how much change they should get back, as well as cooking. Cooking is very important. Basic math skills. You need to know measurements. You need to know, how many cups. You need to know how many tablespoons you need to do when you're making a recipe, so you can be able to follow a recipe. So you need those basic math skills in order to master some of those everyday skills. So when you're looking for an app in math, or basically apps across the whole continuum, there are several things that you need to take a look at. First of all, is it friendly and easy to navigate? Are the buttons clear? Does it look, when you look at the screen, is it obvious of what buttons you pick and where to move next, and those types of things? And the buttons need to be big enough. So is it easy and friendly to navigate? Next off is, we tend to get a lot of gaming apps out there, but we want to make sure that what that game is teaching is relevant content, or content that is relevant to what skills that we're working on with that student. Is it measuring that? Is it appropriate for what we're trying to teach? When I was working as a consultant, I would always go around and ask people, what are the goals and objectives, and why are you using this app? Is it tied to your goals and objectives? Next, probably most important for me, is it customizable? Can I customize the app for the needs of the student that I'm working with? Because not all students learn the same, not all students have the same learning preferences. Can I change some of the settings to meet the needs of the student? And are there multiple students where I can make those changes, or those changes in the settings? Next off, does it track the data? Does it keep track of data for me so I don't have to manually keep track of the data and enter it in? Is that already collected for me and tabulated? It makes a big difference. Gamification, of course, with today's kids, we need to make sure that we gain their attention, and gamification does that. So a lot of these apps have a gaming aspect to them, but they're also learning at the same time. So you need to make sure you find that balance, that gamification isn't overwhelming, that it's losing the what you're working on for relevant content, But again, you want to make sure that it's fun for the students. Next off is Scaffold Learning. Are you able to, does the app scaffold on previous learned skills, and as you're going through, does it build upon those skills? If a student gets stuck at a certain level, does it backtrack to a level that they're successful at, and then it continue to teach those skills until they get to that next level? But does it build upon skills that you're going to be teaching in the future? And is it age appropriate? Now, when we were looking at emergent math skills, a lot of those were, kindergarten, first grade, maybe second grade skills that we're working on. However, with a lot of our older students, we want to make sure that the apps are appropriate for them. When we get into basic math and a little bit more of the advanced math, then we start seeing that it gets to be more appropriate for some of the older students. So when I look at apps, I always try to find comprehensive apps. And here's a whole list of comprehensive apps. And these are in your handout. So you don't have to write it down furiously because we only have 15 minutes with this. But there are a lot of really nice comprehensive apps out there. And one of my favorite ones is Attainment Number Sense. And the reason I like Attainment Number Sense is it gives me the ability to have a wide variety of activities, so I can vary those activities. But it also gives me a whole level, I shouldn't say a new level, it gives me a whole bunch of options to choose from, so I can really narrow down on the skills that I'm working with. So I'm going to open up Attainment Number Sense. And we'll go into here. So let's go back out even further. So I can actually set up multiple students if I want to be able to set up multiple students. And then a student can select from in here. So I'm just going to go OK. So this is what the student would see. You'll see that it's all those different areas that I want to work on. You'll notice that there are some that are grayed out. And the reason they're grayed out is I haven't selected the student to work on that skill. Let's go back to Tom again. So if I go into settings, I can have change the way the students log in, or that I would log into this settings so they can't get at it. But if I go into my settings, I have program settings, what numbers and how I want those represented. They're there. But when I go into the activity settings, I can actually set what I want to work on. So I want to work on counting, and I want to work on money, and I want to work on time and math facts. When I'm in math facts, however, I want to even narrow it down even further. We're only going to work on addition, and I only want to work on numbers 1 through 10. You'll see that there are custom levels that are already set up. I can select those levels if I want to. So you can see, and I also can change the layout and how it's going to look. And so it really gives me a lot of customization options. So I'm going to go to OK. When I go into Tom now, and I want to go to math facts.
What is 1 plus 1?
Okay, the other thing is it has an error, so if I keep on getting it wrong, it eventually will time out.
The answer is 2.
We'll move on.
You got it.
I can turn off those if I want to turn off the
what
rewards
is
also.
3 plus 1? You answered 6. Think carefully. What is 3 plus 1? You answered 7.
Do it one more.
Try again. What is 3? You answered 1. The answer is 4.
Okay. So
What
I'm going to
is
exit out real quickly so you understand how that works. I go to Tom. I go into my settings again, and now I can actually go in, and it's kept track of the answers for me. So it tells me what day I did those, I attempted them, what my percentages were, and it goes through, and it will go through and show me each one of those. And I can print that out or I can view it. So again, Attainment Number Sense is a great example of a great app that shows what you want to look for in an app. Addition, there's a lot of nice apps to work on addition. Moose Math and Autism DTT numbers. Let me go into Moose Math real quickly here.
Duck, duck, moose.
Okay, we got a little bit of an opening here. I like this app because I can select a student and I can go through and work on an activity.
Welcome back. Ready to make some more drinks?
Let's make a sassy orange.
Okay. Okay, a fun activity.
That looks delicious.
Let's drink it here real quick. I'm tapping on the screen to drink it.
Gulp, gulp, gulp,
Okay,
gulp,
I'm holding it
gulp,
on there to
gulp,
drink it.
gulp, gulp, gulp.
Okay, so you get the idea on that. I'm going to go
Thanks
home
for
again
helping
here.
me make. See you next time.
Okay, now if I go into here, go back again here, go home, I can actually go into my report card, and it's going to swipe down. It's going to show me what the report card is for that activity. Okay, so that's Moose Math. Continuing on, subtraction. Again, there's a lot of nice subtraction apps out there. Motion Math, check that one out. An attainment number sense. It shouldn't be Stages Math, it's number sense. It's a great app for that. Multiplication, jump numbers, really a nice app for that. Division, there's fewer division apps that are out there, but one of them that I like is called Mathematier. It's where you build a spaceship and you run through division numbers or answers, and you run your rocket ship through there. Fractions, there are quite a few apps that are out there that work with fractions. Squibble Fractions is probably the one that I like the best, and I'll show you that one. Squibble Fractions. And let's go back here. I've set up a student already, and let's go to a piece of cake. And you can select levels, which I really, really like, and make sure that you've read the instructions. Okay, and I need to feed this, put down the plate the fraction. So I need to do 3/4. Okay, and 1/4. And 1/2. And I'll get one wrong. So as I go through here, I can go back here, and when I sign out, I can actually go back in there and go to my parents and teachers, and I can look at the statistics for that specific student and keep track of those statistics for a particular student. Okay, so that's Squibble's Fractions. Okay, geometry. There are several geometry apps out there. There's Geobra, augmented reality, geometry, where students can look at different shapes. Math word problems. As students progress more, they're going to start working on some word problems. There's math word problems. Time. There's match time, set the clock, telling time, quiz, telling time, photo touch games. I like the match time. That's another attainment app. Again, it's kind of a broken record here, but attainment apps, dollars and cents. It gives you that customization to work on specific skills with working with money. Attributes apps, to start working with attributes, you take a look at grouping by different attributes. Again, this one builds and scaffolds on previous learned skills. Attributes by Math Doodles is a great app for that. Flashcard apps are always kind of a fun set of apps to work on specific like math facts, addition facts, subtraction, multiplication, division, and so there are a lot of apps that are out there will do that. Bitsboard is an app that will allow you to create your own or download activities that people have created already. It's a great app, Bitsboard. Flashcard apps, again, there are a lot of them out there. The one that I use a lot and I see used a lot is called Quizlet. Math games, these are fun. There's Math Bingo and Sushi Monster, Motion Math Pizza, as well as Futaba. Futaba allows you to create your own games and work on your own skills. I'll just show you what it looks like really quickly here. So when I take a look at multiplayer for Futaba, I can actually, each one of the students, you can have 4 students play, and you're going to start, and the students can buzz in. Okay, so that's Futaba. The other things, these are more games in here. Continue on. Math supports, if you want to check your math problems, a great app for that is called Photomath, where students can check to see if they got the right answer and go through the steps if they got it wrong. Bitsboard, we talked about that. Great app for creating your own games. Math manipulatives, these are all free. That's why I'm putting this in here. There is, if you go to Math Learning Center's apps, they have a whole bunch of math manipulatives that are free to download.
Thank you for watching. For more information on the ATP Education Program, please visit our website at atp.nebraska.gov/education or email us at atp.education@nebraska.gov.